are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk a couple of things about crypto hitting a new all-time high. What is going on in the crypto market? The Bitcoin price is printing new all-time highs right now in less than 24-hour intervals, and there is a pro-crypto government forming very, very soon in the US that is going to have more than 260 pro-crypto politicians that are going to put legislations on the way, and that could have a massive, massive impact on the crypto price. So let's talk about it. And also, we are going to look a little bit at Ecomi and Veve. As always, we're going to look at altcoins, the altcoin market. So make sure to stay tuned all the way through. Okay, so good morning to all of you. I see a couple of people are here. John Jimbo says, hi there, Mr. Patient Hodler. Hey there, John Jimbo. And Tucson, I don't know what that sticker is or that emoji is. Seems like a big brain. And we also got Trucking Hank in the house. So the excitement should be really high, but it's actually not at the moment. I don't know why, but I mean, people are excited about what's happening in politics, but overall, I mean, we can't still quite feel it, right? We can't still quite feel it. But the reality is this: Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high at 76,600, and here on Binance actually at 76,500 or so. So absolutely, this breakout is absolutely happening, and this new all-time high just shows how correct this analysis was, and we are going to go to new highs probably fairly soon, as we are having impactful news today, because today, later in the evening, is going to be the FOMC rate decision. So we also see it here, Fed interest rate decision at 8 p.m. CET, meaning somewhere at noon in the US, and that could add additional fuel to the fire, as well as later in this week, Bitcoin ETF option trading is going to start, which also could get more fuel to the fire. But for the FOMC meeting, for the rate hike, we see that now, yesterday it was like 100% 25 basis point hike. Now we see that actually the market is factoring in a 97.5% chance that it's a 25% hike, and a small chance, which wasn't there before, that's actually, sorry, not hike, rate cut, that it is a 50% 50 basis point rate cut. So that's new. The market is leaning towards more cutting than yesterday, and it's going to happen today. And if there is a 25 basis point cut, which is almost 100%, then this is probably kind of priced in already, but long term it's going to add fuel to the market, to the fire. Also, quick look at the news. Trump win and threat of more tariffs raises expectations for far more China stimulus. So the Chinese economy at the moment is pumping massive amounts of liquidity into the market to stimulate their economy. And as we know, one of the most important economies in the world at the moment to look at. That also means global liquidity is going to increase, which is going to put upwards pressure on all risk assets. So China October exports record high jump in 19 months. Imports decline though more than expected, but China exports are increasing. That means that because China is producing so many goods for the rest of the world, that means that production seems to be increasing all around the world. That means the stimulus works, right? The stimulus works at the moment, at least in a nominal sense, at least in a production sense. And Harris concedes to Trump. Dow sets new record high. Also interesting how this works, right? But we have discussed it here before on the channel. One thing is uncertainty goes away. Now the markets have a new certainty for the next 4 years. There's not a bigger period of time of certainty than right now, as once you're progressing in the direction of the elections, you have one day less by the day, right? That you have certainty. And once it comes very close, then the market doesn't act anymore until they get new certainty. So this happened now, and it's massively pro crypto, which we're going to see. Bitcoin going up, that's true. Omi going down, that's also true. Which we will discuss later. But so overall, we see also here a little bit more about the Fed. The Fed is expected to cut interest rates. Here's everything you need to know. So you can read that for yourself if you want. But this also happened before. I didn't quite see it when Cramer said it. Otherwise, I would have known the outcome before. Cramer said before, market actions suggest traders expect a Kamala Harris win. So this could have signaled, because Cramer's always wrong, so this could have signaled to us that Trump will win, because the inverse Cramer is the most reliable signal in crypto. If Cramer says sell, we buy. So what we really need is that Jim Cramer comments on Ecomi and says that Ecomi will go down. That's the only way that Ecomi will go up again. So yeah, so that is the inverse Cramer. Let's see here in the chat. Also, Energy is here. Good morning to you. Hey Sven, what's going on? Luca Petrich says, yo PH, just an off-topic question. I wonder what you do for a living. You don't have to share if you want to keep it private and personal. I'm just listening to you often and always wonder what you do. I can share. I mean, I'm not going to share where and how and what exactly, but I have been working many years in sales, leading sales team, and yeah, that's more or less that's more or less the role that I have been doing. Let's keep it that way. And then also in the rest of my life, I'm a crypto degen, and sometimes I go to the gym. That's about it. And then I'm sitting here talking to you guys about crypto and doing weird stuff. That's it. Green Lantern says, GM boys, I hope BTC will hold, especially if Iran goes through with the orchestrated attack. Yo PH, can you chart injective? I will, obviously. Everything for my rare hodlers, especially if they have a gold medal already. IRL. Lucas says, I knew it, you talk like a salesman. Good. Okay, thank you, man. GM, good knowledge, bring it. Okay, so there we go. This was one of the biggest days for crypto in terms of market cap increase. Over 200 billion has been added to cryptocurrency market, and that mostly to Bitcoin, right? So we see here why Bitcoin dominance is usually increasing in the last days. We see it here because Bitcoin is rising in terms of like the big chunks of money. They are flowing into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB. So actually money just was allocated quite exactly as the allocation is also in the top 100, right? So biggest Bitcoin, and that's where the money flew. That also makes Bitcoin now the 9th biggest asset in the world because it has passed Meta. But you also see that if you consider what is coming in terms of Bitcoin, game theory on states, central bank balance sheets, politicians rolling out new plans for Bitcoin in the industry in the US, then it's very small because Bitcoin is not a company, and yet the entire crypto market even is smaller than Nvidia, than Apple, and so on, which shows the potential that it has, right? I mean, the other cryptocurrencies, the other crypto tokens, they are just let's say they're just companies basically, but Bitcoin is not. So for Bitcoin, the way is to become number 2 in the medium term, and maybe number 1 even in the longer term, right? So yeah, that is that. Also, guys, if you enjoy these streams, these updated streams, it's not always easy to come on here like early in the morning and getting all this stuff out, right? So if you enjoy it, then please smash up the like button. Would be really important, means a lot to me, and doesn't cost you anything, so no dollar lost there. Yeah, so thank you, Luca, for motivating the people to smash the like button. So BlackRock Spot ETF did a $4.1 billion in trading volume also yesterday, and that's the biggest day ever recorded. So that shows us also how impactful the election was, as predicted. That was important, and the the new directive is shh. Now, no, shut the heck up, right? I mean, it's time to shut up, and we will see if Trump goes through. But hopefully, he's going to hold word in the many things that he said and promised. Yeah, and that could be, like Rickard says, could be an option to 2x even until Trump takes office, right? It's just until the end of the year, a lot can happen. We're in Pumpvember, and there's a lot of money that's going to flow into crypto. But let's listen here quickly to Mike Novogratz, and I think let's listen to this here. It's only a couple of minutes. Let's react a little bit to this here. This is interesting regarding the politicians and the market sentiment and so on. So let's listen to Mike Novogratz.
$4,000 this morning. At one point, it was, I think, even marginally higher. Want to bring in Galaxy founder and CEO Mike Novogratz. Mike, I believe that you were supporting the other candidate, but I'm curious, as you see these markets moving the way they are, what your reaction is.
Listen, it was a great night for the crypto industry, right? And if you listen to your last guest, Donald Trump, that keeps his promises. If you go back to the speech he made at Nashville to the crypto community, his agenda is very pro-crypto. J.D. Vance is pro-crypto, Peter Thiel, Howard Lutnick, Kennedy. He surrounded himself by people that believe in the industry, care about the industry. I mean, the crypto community showed up, right? There are now over 240 congressmen who, the crypto pack thought were pro-crypto. And so we've got a Congress that is moving our way. We've got a president that's moving our way. And so
And I think this is one of the most important things. Like, you have 240 congressmen that are pro-crypto, maybe some hidden pro-cryptos even, so it could be more. You have the pro-crypto president. You have J.D. Vance, vice president, an absolute crypto degen. So it's very hard to imagine that the next 4 years are not paved or are not paving the way for more crypto adoption, and also positively, especially for the altcoins that were massively under fire in the last years, which will end only end of this year. But already with this pre-side, I think the bullishness on the altcoin side, on the crypto side, is way higher if you consider all this. But what could be the consequence, though?
Galaxy for the crypto industry, I couldn't be more optimistic.
And in terms of your optimism, it relates to the way this is going to be regulated, because now you have a bet going that there will be a Bitcoin reserve for the country. I mean, sort of
listen, I'm not sure
play,
we end up
play
getting
out the permutations here.
I think the biggest thing is the OCC, the FDIC, the SEC, the regulatory chairs getting direction from a president and a secretary of treasury that says, hey, we want to lead in this industry. Those three positions with someone who's open-minded to crypto and who's pro-crypto changes everything. Allowing State Street and Bank of New York to custody crypto, allowing the banks to hold it on their balance sheet will bring in billions, hundreds of billions of participants into our ecosystem. And all of a sudden,
that's I think that's the critical point. Like the direction that is given that banks can just hold crypto on the balance sheet, that in the industry, the entire financial industry can develop new solutions for the end customer and reinvent themselves based on crypto. I think that is very important. And it comes back to this fight that has been happening since more than 4 years in the US especially, but also in Europe, is do we want to be the home for crypto innovation, new technology, and be at the forefront? Or do we, and I mean we as Europe in the sense where I am, but also the US, or do we want to destroy all of that and leave that to other countries to be the leader in these spaces, right? And then, right, I mean, you see it in Europe. Europe left many things to other countries to do, right? We see it now, the whole manufacturing that is happening in China and elsewhere in the world. You see it with technology, innovation and so on, which is happening mainly in the US, right? So Europe is, if Europe doesn't turn around on this also, like crypto industry, financial industry, Europe is going to turn into an open air museum, and that's it, right? I mean, kind of, we are already, but there is still time to turn this around. Like where, and this is turning into a little bit of a rant against, not against, but about developments in Europe. I mean, where is our European SpaceX? I mean, where is our European space program, right? Just look at stuff like that. Where is our, like we should, Europe with all its potential should be at many levels. Like where's our European Nvidia? Where's our stuff? Like we should have companies that are like, okay, Elon, let's partner. We do deep space asteroid mining, right? We should be like with the crazy technology stuff, and all we're doing is like, let's regulate this, like how big the leaves of this plant can be, right? So yeah, and that all comes down to also down regulating the crypto industry or the financial industry in the sense of crypto adoption, and other industries in the sense of crypto adoption. Let's regulating AI until you basically can't use it anymore. I mean, look at, you want to get the newest iPhone with AI, it's like, you can't get it here. You can't get it with these features, right? So it's really these types of regulation, it's impactful. And so what Mike Novogratz says here is impactful to the entire industry. Vance Dejan Kennedy was Karate Combat, crypto-driven fighting association. Nice. Hey, Troy Paris, hello PH, good to see you, and hello everyone. Hey, Troy, welcome to the stream. Yeah, appreciate it. Actually, was there more? Let's listen quickly.
And we'll start seeing decentralized systems launched and work. And so this is really a step change shift. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, right? You don't get a new SEC chair in a week. But over the next 1, 2, 3, 6 months, as these new people are put in these positions, I think you're going to see a substantial shift in the energy of this industry.
Mike,
I think that's about it. The rest was not so magnificent, and that comes down also to this proposal. Like, we have the Senator Loomis that we also saw a while ago, and she has put forward a bill for the U.S. government to buy 200,000 Bitcoin per year over 5 years, so that the U.S. would have a strategic reserve of 1 million. So that would mean BlackRock already owns more than 1 million. If the US wants to buy 1 million, I don't know if the US has 5 years for that, to be honest. Like, it would be, I mean, in the end, it doesn't matter because they can just print money and then buy it with that money. But it will be infinitely more expensive if the US starts such a program, everyone knows about it, and then apes into crypto, and the US has to purchase the next one at way higher prices, right? But at today's price, that would be only, I would say, only 76 billion, all right? That's not even much liquidity anymore compared to what they have in interest rate and debt. So that's definitely something that they should do. So here's the proposal: purchase not more than 200,000 Bitcoins per year over a 5-year period for a total acquisition of 1 million Bitcoins. Conduct purchases in a transparent, strategic manner to minimize market disruption, and hold Bitcoin acquired under this section in trust for the United States as provided in this section. So interesting also if this will happen. Now it really comes down to will the promises be held, right? Especially the strategic reserve. Now, 1 million means 1/21th of the entire Bitcoin supply, and roughly 1/16th or 17th or so of the available Bitcoin supply. If you consider lost Bitcoins, about 4 million Bitcoin that never will enter circulation again. That means if any other country wants, like if other countries see this, like take the biggest industries, Japan, Germany. By the way, also Germany will have a government shift very, very soon, as the so-called traffic light coalition, because of the colors of the parties, right, is going to break right now in Germany. So very likely there's going to be there's going to be new elections before the time. But what I was going to say is, you can have, like, there can be another couple of countries that can put out a plan to acquire 1 million Bitcoin, but then that's it, right? And you have countries like El Salvador and Bhutan and so on. They are stacking Bitcoin, they are stacking sats, and smaller like Argentina also, and some other countries that are in the Bitcoin mining now. There's not so much time and space left, and if one country like the US does this, every country will FOMO into Bitcoin, and that is going to be, we cannot fathom probably what's going to happen then, right? And you also have to consider that there are institutions like, I mean, a MicroStrategy is sitting on what, 500,000 Bitcoin or something like that, like a couple of 100,000 Bitcoin. I mean, that's also, they are not going to release this Bitcoin so that countries can buy it, right? That's gone from circulation. So there will be and then us plebs are owning like 50% of all the Bitcoin. Like, we have to be willing to sell our Bitcoin for a fiat to countries, so that they can even buy that. I mean, there's Bitcoin everywhere. I mean, there are companies like MetaPlanet somewhere in Japan that are sitting on thousands of Bitcoin already, and that's where I say, okay, this is going to be this little trough, like a pet's food trough, where everyone's trying to grab the last pieces of meat out of this trough, right? And that is going to be so interesting, and I cannot tell you what the price target would be, because what happens if some country in the world starts printing money to buy Bitcoin. That would be crazy. But yeah, we are going to build a strategic reserve, promises Senator Cynthia Lummis. And did you see that? I hit the final like to 70K. Anyways, okay, so fun fact, Bitcoin trends to break new all-time high 214 days after halving. It's now 201 days after the halving, and Bitcoin has just broken 2 new all-time highs. Technically, that means that Bitcoin is still in an accelerated cycle, but only by some 2 weeks or so. So we are 2 weeks accelerated. It's funny how this shifts, right? Because before it felt like Bitcoin's not going anywhere anytime soon because of months and months of accumulation. Also, look at this. Look at how on track we are if you compare, like this is the Bitcoin cycle comparison from the cycle bottom. And we said it many times before here on the channel. From the cycle bottom is way more accurate than from the halving, because the cycle tops and bottoms are driven by global liquidity, whereas the halving is just in a specific tag, right? So the comparison is more accurate here. And look at where we are. Here was an let's see the small dot. So this is our last bull cycle, and we're basically to the day on forming new all-time high, right? And we, even with the 2017 cycle, we're also like in the sphere where we just pump, right? So if we were in between the two, would make absolute sense. Doesn't mean that we can't go like this, for example, to 80K and then have a big pullback, right? Doesn't mean that. But here's the, like, we are done with the early bull market and we are going into the ballistic phase right now. We are already in it, and we are moving accordingly. Yeah. Is ETH heading up now? It seems so. I don't know against Bitcoin, but it seems so that Ethereum is heading up now. Let's look at the final one. So I always love these videos. Like look at this. I hope this is not too loud, but this is the crypto market right now. Hopefully we're getting the sentiment back. Anyways, and you think this time is different. It's not, right? Again, like if you check out all the indicators, like the RSI, for example, here, like it's all like you have a pre-stage, you have a final run, right? You have your top, you have your bottom. It's just repeating. It's crazy how this works out, right? So yeah. This is the 4 week, this is the monthly, right? We're about to enter this last phase, right? That we see here, this last phase until the top. And yeah, it's crazy how this works out. So with regards to that, also we don't even need to pull up the super cluster chart, but just saying here, if we are closing the week, here's our bull cross on the TSI, on the weekly TSI, confirmed last time over 150% pump. When this happened, we are already in the pump. These indicators, they are lagging, but the TSI is very accurate though. We are already, keep this in mind. Like, remember this mega wick to the downside here? We are up, or we are up right now 50% from that. Like, I mean, that was 49. Yeah. So actually, why does it show? Let me see. Yeah, 52%. And from here in the flag, it's 36%. So yeah. Really nice. Also, going back into this here. Remember this parabola that we drew in? It seems to be playing out. It seems to be playing out still. I mean, we have this in a long time already. And yeah, the elections, I think we can remove the election marker. We have called this pump. I think we can remove the pump marker. We were 1 or 2 weeks early, one week early on the pump. We can remove that pump marker. Now we are looking at the target of roughly 80K, right? We're looking at this target to hit, and yeah, we're also probably moving these bear predictions into the backlog and a little bit out of the window soon. But overall, we have our Bitcoin top at 135K roughly marked. We will see if we go there or not, and how fast. If we would move according to parabola, we would be very fast. Yeah, we would be there in January already. So we will see if that is happening. Let's look at the, what is that here? Where is my others chart? Let's look at altcoins, because the question was, oh, that's Omi, sorry. Others. There we go. So the others, we see that the altcoins also had a nice bounce here, a nice recovery, but we did not yet breach this, let's say this here's a pretty strong resistance, right? Here, we didn't breach this yet, not yet. The Bitcoin dominance is also something interesting, and I didn't forget Green Lantern about the injective. So we will look at injective in a second. But, oh, that's the DXY. So the DXY also is red. We will see how this turns out. But I wanted to look at dominance. Where's my Bitcoin dominance? There. So this is interesting, right? I've newly drawn in this wedge because I think this is quite accurate. That now with this rejection here, this could be a rising wedge that at some point falls to the downside. We will see, right? So like this. Yeah, I mean I think we have enough touch point to at least consider that this is a possibility, right? So you have here, then coming all the way up to here, down here. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touch points. That's enough, I think, to say, okay, this seems to be a valid pattern. Sorry for that. Yeah. So I hold Bitcoin in all forms. Why invest in altcoins? You can leverage Bitcoin holding. I guess Bitcoin is 2x in 1 year, so I play that in many ways. I mean, that's one way to go about it. Altcoins, I think, are a way to try to pass Bitcoin without using leverage. But yes, it's a good argument. Is ETH heating up now? Is the question. My best gains so far is Sol. Yeah, Solana is absolutely amazing. Solana is going amazing. So altcoins, not yet. Why? Because of exactly that, right? The Bitcoin dominance is, I mean, we are basically at all-time highs. We have a little blip to the downside, which already causes a green reaction in the market. We did not move in this way here, but maybe we are going to at a later stage, something like that, right? But we will have to wait and see. So this is really let's say how do you say it? I think this could even rise more. We will see how Bitcoin performs, but this could even rise more. Yeah. Also, this wedge doesn't have to play out like this. This is just a theory. We will see. But let's look at ETH, USD. So. Oh, no, okay. So interesting, right? We did hit this target. So this is from way a while ago, but we didn't hit the second target yet. Second target is here back to all-time high, right? But what we see, and this is showing some strength for ETH as well. After we had this breakout here, we flipped this into support here, right? So here. So you come up, bam, and now it's basically going for a wave, for a big impulsive wave to the upside, which should breach all-time highs. That would be for Ethereum the logical way to go about it, right? But obviously Ethereum is very big, very heavy, moving slowly. It's coming up from this bounce, right? I mean, this is a weekly bounce. This is a big bounce. It held the support here. ETH should be moving, but I think many other coins will perform better. Don't forget to celebrate the gains, that's true. And also don't forget to take your profits, right? Sol USD. And also, I don't know, Sol USDT. Let's see Sol, Solana here. I have no idea where my charted Solana is. Was it BitGet? No. I have no idea where this is. Let's see. OKX not, Kraken not, KuCoin maybe. No. Ah, my God. I have no idea where this charted Solana is that I made a while ago. Bybit, Binance US, Upbit, CoinEx. Where is this? I mean, Solana. That there's something in this, but yeah, whatever, right? But you get the idea from this here. So what we had in this chart was more, in this other chart was like this here, right? Let's recreate this in this Binance chart and just see. Okay, so something like this here, right? You have the flag. You could also put it like this, but in the end, the big question is flag pole, right? And then let's see. You have to do it without logarithmic, right? Flag pole, breakout, right? Something like that. Okay, and then you have your price target at roughly $300, right? So that's basically it. That's basically it. And we are just waiting for Solana to make the next big move. I mean, you could technically argue that with this, you have this type of a breakout, right? Here, and waiting for retest and so on. Stuff like that, right? For Solana, I think Solana is going to perform insane, right? It's going to really good. Jasper Frank says, putting my gains into OMI 10x incoming. I'm not so sure about that. Unfortunately, I want Ecomi to do really well. So let's go to Injective, as Green Lantern asked for. Injective protocol. So what do we see? Let's see if we can find a better chart than that. I mean, that is Bitstamp. Let's see. Coinbase. Okay. Yeah, Coinbase looks okay. I think that's fine. So with coins that have their first real cycle, it's always interesting. But what is definitely to see here is that this support is holding, right? That has been established here when here was price discovery, then retest, and then another go, and now basically the whole correction, like a month-long correction, that seems to be finding support here on this level. So Injective seems to be fine. I mean, there's another support level that in case this would get lost would be somewhere here, right? But maybe, and very likely it's going to bounce here and going for, I mean, it would be crazy projection if this was only the first wave, which it very likely could be. It could be. So where's the Elliott wave thingy? Here, Elliott impulse. So let's just say this is your first wave, right? And then this is your second, the correction. Then you have your third waves somewhere up there. I mean, not that, like, way steeper. And the correction down cannot be, something like that. I mean, it could be, right? Doesn't have to be, because on Injective, in my opinion, you have to still see that you come out of this hammering this support, right? I mean, this could also, whatever happens, it could also break and you come down lower, right? The correction can go as deep as here. Jasper says Cavell is talking about OMI again. Okay, so he got the bull signal. And that's fine, but we need execution on Omi, roadmap, and so on, just to make it bullish. They don't even have to do anything with it, they just have to shill the hell out of it, right? But yeah, that would be injective from my side. There's not really, in my opinion, there's not really a target other than that it could easily go back to its all-time high here very soon. At 53, which would be a little bit more than a 2x. I think injective is fairly big, so going back to all-time high is a 150% move, which seems fine. And then we will see how the market develops. Also, this was interesting in terms of altcoins. Sui Network is the fastest growing high performance blockchain on and now, so it has more DEX volume than Ton, Near, and Aptos combined. So Sui is really killing it in that sense, right? In that, I mean, you can always find a metric to shill your coin, but in terms of DEX trading volume, Sui is pretty nice, which is a good metric, right? It's not a shabby metric. So that is nice. And then Omi. Here's your Ecomi bounce. We need to get to Ecomi now. I would love to look at more altcoins right now, but probably the altcoin streams, they have come back also fairly soon. So Omi is green, but we see, like, in the broader picture, it's down pretty bad here. It lost support, all supports. In my opinion, it's still in price discovery to the downside, although some purchases are coming in here. How much is this bounce? 6%, not really, like, not super impressive. Bouncing with the market, little small uptick in volume, but nothing too crazy. On the week, we see that on the weekly it is red, yeah, so it didn't recover so that it can print a green week. We're still waiting for the whales to make their move. I mean, look at the volume here, for example, compared to where we are right now, so no volume. There's still hardcore sell pressure. Mark my words. I will. Actually, I will mark your words. Let's put it in here. Jasper Frank, Omi 10x incoming. I will mark your words, no problem. If someone, okay, there you go. Your words are marked, okay? Your words are marked, yeah. Here we go. So this is the whole chart, yeah. A 10x from here would be 0.00038 roughly, yeah. 1100%, which is not out of the possible. Don't get me wrong, like, it's not impossible. It would be somewhere in between here of the, yeah, right? But your words are marked. Don't worry. If someone else wants their prediction marked, then let's go. My personal approach to this is to wait and see as this downturn here is continuing, right? So I want to see something broader, right? I mean, we have this chart completely cluttered up. I mean, but for me, way more important than what's happening in here is what's happening here, right? In this in this construct. This is way more important, and what's happening with the burns, these burns, with regards to circulating supply, yeah, that is important to me in terms of Ecomi. Oh, nice. For the TradingView subscription, oh, thank you very much. Green Lantern donated $5.99 for the TradingView subscription. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is awesome. I'm really grateful for that. I mean, I hope it also brings some value to you guys. I've seen one or the other take a nice trade and so on. So that is really cool to see. And once again, like I mean, we are here to make the best out of crypto, right? We are here to as good as possible objectively analyze stuff, and that also means that we have to talk real talk basically about Ecomi if it loses all supports and so on. It just includes that. I mean, you also see in the indicators they are still bearish. The TSI did not cross for OMI. It means we have to be realistic. We don't want to get wrecked. No one wants to get wrecked. I have no interest in shilling any shitty things to you, like leverage trading on certain platforms so that I get a kickback or so. We don't do that on this channel. We have a legit interest to get the best info out for these coins, my thoughts, my journey, where I get wrecked. I will share it also. We will put fairly soon. We are going to look at all the altcoins that we discussed on this channel, that we liked on this channel, how they are doing, right? Stuff like that. And if we are wrong, or if I am wrong, then I will also let you know. But thanks for this donation and for the trading view. This also keeps motivated to continue here. Speaking of which, Veve Digital Collectibles is the last part here. So collecting is about change. So they are shilling now, or shilling is it's a little negative connotation. So they're advertising their oh hey, I hope Jasper is correct. Trucking Inc. says. And donates $6.99 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much for this one as well. So with those two combined, and the fact that YouTube is taking, I think, 30% of that, the trading view month is saved already. I think trading view is like $12-15 per month or so, but it's absolutely worth it to create the content. So thank you to my two rare hodlers here for that one. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so Veve is doing big stuff, and I want to highlight one thing. There is Mr. V, who's also a rare hodler on this channel. He conducted an interview with Ben Rose, which will be coming out fairly soon. So make sure to look for his Twitter and YouTube channel, so that you can watch this Ben Rose interview. I think they have asked big questions, important questions, also about Ecomi. So make sure to watch this. I think this will really add value. And yeah, of course. So not too much here from Veve. I mean, there is a new comic coming out that is dropping today. So I think that one is actually a classic one. I don't know what exactly. So this one here, this Avengers. So this is more the classic appearance with a white background, secret rare, which we see here on the right. I am personally a big fan of those secret rares. I think this gives me a real collector feeling. This secret rare style here, and it's only 3,000 editions, so I'm probably going to take my chances on this drop if I don't forget. But yeah, 10 gems, 3K editions, that should sell out. That's probably selling out, which would be a rough 30K revenue here for Veve. But yeah, I'm going for this one. I think can't go wrong on such a scarce edition. Even if I only get a common, probably later on will be worth something. And finally, as we don't have so much movement since Comic-Con here, let's look one look at Stacker, where we have a couple of trades that happened yesterday. So we had a partner statue that we already discussed, but we also had an Ultimate Spider-Man, floors at 3K. We had a Fantastic Four sale at 1,000 floor, and another partner statue, and the Ecomi red and silver logo now trading at 1.5K. So we see the collectibles, they are all in this range of 1+K here, the bigger collectibles. We see that there's some trading going on in that sense. By the way, Donnie is up, floors up by almost 100%, back to 25,000 since one Donnie sold a while ago. That is something. Partner statue up 4% at the moment. So we're not seeing much movement at the moment, which is completely normal, but there is some movement, right? And also we see events are really good for Veve, as we see here in these big upticks. Now, though, interesting is also that there's a consistent climb again, whereas before we had very flat development, but now we have a consistent climb of new users on Veve. 732 versus here, back here, so about 50 in the last couple of weeks, about 50 new users without events. That's okay, that's not overwhelming, but that's okay. I mean, if you see that 50 new users coming in, depends on their purchasing behavior, but if they only buy a couple of collectibles, it's still active users in the market, which is good for everyone. It's good for transfers. By the way, the transfers are from 3 days ago. So the number was updated, but the transfers not. And we see also that like people are minting, right? People are minting on the Veve Comics side. Let's put this somewhere. Like here you see, like on the left you see it's a mint. This is from 1 minute ago and 3 minutes ago. So someone's minting on the Veve Comics side. And what is that? Rickard gives a super sticker with 50 Swedish crowns, right? I don't even know what that is. Probably like that's $5, right? Roughly €5, $5, whatever. But thank you very much for this one as well. I really appreciate it. We're headed in the bull run, eagerly waiting for full stacker functionality. Yeah, absolutely. I think they had some bugs to fix, but overall seems to be moving forward. There's work done on it. We see, so there's minting from Veve Comics. I think at least the Venom War and so on is from Veve Comics. There's minting, there's trading of collectibles like Crush and Sentinel and so on. So that's overall, like that's all in the last 10 minutes, right? These comics here trading, Sentinel, like people buying some stuff. Last 15 minutes, yeah, all of that has been traded or minted in the last 15 minutes. So I don't like whenever people are talking about Veve going bankrupt and so on, I'm taking a quick look at these things, and I'm like, okay, so this is like 15 minutes, and probably that's like a couple of $100, maybe $1,000. Seems to be okay, right? Combined with when there's a drop day and they just gross, like today they will gross 30K, then they will pay fees and taxes and so on, but still, yeah. Jasper needs to explain why. Yeah, Jasper needs to explain why he thinks that there's a 10x. That's true. But maybe in another stream, because I have to jump now. So make sure, guys, to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on. Thank you so much, Green Lantern, for the donation. Trucking Inc., thank you for the donation. And Rickard also, thanks for the donation. Do your own research. Let's do it. Yeah, that's also very true. Do your own research. But we can have arguments in the chat about this as well. I mean, we still have time. Bitcoin dominance up. We still have time. So thank you so much for all of you participating. CMP2424 says, do you know anything about this coin named SHX coin? I have a good friend just told me. You're shilling SHX, that's fine. I've never heard about it, so I can't comment. They have a YouTube channel too. I don't know. I have no idea. Never heard about it. We maybe come back for the altcoin stream, talk about it again, and maybe I'm looking at it then. Okay, so thanks everyone for participating. Like, subscribe, comment, notifications on, and wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I catch you in the next one, very likely tomorrow. Bye.